Out of Order
English podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Out of Order English podcast has just started. Welcome. This is Out of Order English podcast episode number 6. Hello dear listeners, after a long time, after a long break, we decided to go for another episode. We'll make this episode shorter, we will talk about it. I know everyone wants to hear Steve. For that reason actually, I will not make long introduction like I did before. So I will pass the ball to Steve. Hello Steve, what's special about this episode today?
This ball is too heavy. I don't like this heavy ball. Can I have a lighter ball, please?
Okay, you need to throw the ball back to me then.
No, I wouldn't throw it. It'd knock you over.
Because I made my mistake without talking a lot. Just gave you the ball and you are saying the ball is heavy. Okay, give it to me back then.
Okay, I'll just drop it here. Well, yes, it's the 6th episode, everybody. We're here after 7 months of having episode 5. And now we're here. I was promoting it earlier on Free for Talk, and lots of people were saying, "Oh, when's the next one?" And I said, "This afternoon." And they were like, "Oh, great!"
Yeah, actually, Steve, we scheduled the podcast for recording on Discord, and actually we made an announcement for it. Yeah, I didn't expect people to appear actually as usual, but now, in the room there are 10 people almost. Let me just mention the names. Alper, Amanda, Hector, KML, Maria, and Sin. We will have Maria and Alper talk with us actually. Yeah, Steve, I say I will not talk a lot, but still carrying on talking. Please, take the ball again.
Well, it's you're a creature of habit, aren't you, Ben? That's Sean, by the way, not seen. It's pronounced Sean. But yes, we've got Alper here and Maria who want to join us, and that's great.
Uh-huh.
Yes, great after a long time. 7 months is a long time to be away.
We have 2 guests. Let's start with Alper. Hello, Alper. Welcome.
Yeah, hello Ben, hello Steve, and hello other friends. I'm so happy to be with you actually. It's the first time for me to be in a podcast, and thank you so much for inviting me. I wanted to join, and I was keep asking to Steve many times, can you invite me to your podcast channel? And he said that to me, yeah, of course, why not? If you have Discord, why not? So today, eventually, I am having Discord and I am with you.
Today's our lucky day.
Steve, you became someone else.
No, that's just me doing a silly voice.
No, it was good.
I tried to do an American accent. I'm not very good at accents.
Yeah, these kind of embellishments, can I say embellishments?
You could say that, yes.
Like make the podcast colorful, I suppose.
It makes it a little more entertaining, perhaps, yes. Shall we say hello to Maria?
Yeah, please.
Maria, hello, welcome.
Everybody, hello Mr. Steve, hello Mr. Ben, and hello to all the homies who are listening to all of us, and thank you so much for the invite.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Maria, you are a teacher actually also, and you have your YouTube channel, right?
Yes, currently I am a classroom teacher. I'm teaching Cambridge Business Studies, Economics, and Accounting. Same with the geography, and if I have free time, I am a content creator, at the same time a high local trainer. So I'm pretty much busy, very productive indeed.
Well done. From what I understand, from what you said, you are not just an online teacher, but you are a real teacher in the real world.
Yes. I'm a middle school and a high school teacher.
Oh, very nice.
Well, we better be on our best behavior.
It's okay, but right now I'm chilling and I'm really enjoying to be part of the podcast. I believe that we content creators need to help each other so that our content channels will be really fruitful and yeah, let's spread this channel and let me help you guys. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Teacher Maria. And Steve, what do you have for us today?
Well, I was been asked a few things, but one person said, look, we don't know what to say. We've got the usual 5 or 6 questions that we ask, like, how are you, fine, where are you from, what do you do, and the usual questions like that. And people say, we don't know what else to ask. So can you give us a few hints on something else that we can ask? Well, generally speaking, you want to ask a question that does not get a yes or no answer. So as an example I usually give, if you say to somebody, is it sunny where you are? You're going to get a yes or no answer. But if you think differently and think of phrasing it differently, as an example, what is the weather like where you are? Then you stand a much better chance of getting several words back as an answer, which you can then continue the conversation. So it's very important to ask an open question that gets more than yes or no. So you need to think sometimes and think, how do I structure the question slightly differently to get a better response? Then you can get your conversation going. Mm-hmm. One good question to ask is, what are your hobbies? People love to talk about their hobbies. And you may find that you've got a similar hobby or the same hobby as an interest yourself. So then you have something to talk about. Well, that's just one suggestion. There are lots of others that you could ask, but just think about it. Think carefully and think, I don't want to say that because that will get me yes or no. How can I rephrase it? How can I word it differently? And you'll come up with some. I mean, there are millions and millions of things that we can talk about. You just need to start. A lot of people are nervous about starting because they don't want to make a mistake. They're a bit shy, perhaps. But just jump in and start saying, I don't know, what's your favourite movie? Which TV series are you watching at the moment? And things like that. Just try and be creative.
I think it is just not get the answers. For example, you ask, what's your favorite movie or what's your favorite TV series? And they just mention the name and you say, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Not like that. I mean, you need to take it and carry on with it, right? To say something else. You need to build up.
Keep the conversation going. That's why I said, which TV series are you watching at the moment? That it may then be that you've got 2 or 3 or 4 series that they're watching, and you may again have one of those in common. Which type of movie do you like watching? That's a good question, because people like science fiction or thrillers or fantasy, animation, whatever. So you're leaving a really wide open table for somebody to come and give you lots of information regarding their favorites.
Alper and Maria, Steve already giving us some clues about to carry on the conversation. Yeah, let me use one of those. Alper, what's your hobbies?
To be honest, I was waiting for the question to ask me, Ben. My hobbies are reading books and walking outside, playing football with my friends, and watching TV series and movies are my hobbies.
Well, that's great. Look at the answer that you gave there. There's a lot of information that you can then say, what type of TV series do you like? What type of movies do you like? When you play football, how many are there aside? There are so many things that you can ask a question about with a detailed answer like you gave. And that's what you'll get when you ask the question in the right way.
I'm going to explain them. These days, I have been watching Freud. You know, it's a kind of psychological TV series. About movies, actually, I like to watch the movies, especially which are emotional movies, you know. And science fiction, I prefer to watch science fiction as well. You know, at the same time, I'm a student of English literature because I'm reading Shakespeare so much for the books. And I prefer other books as well. Yeah.
Well, that's great. Wherefore art thou?
Yes, that's true, sir.
Alper, you read Shakespeare from original text?
Well, it is quite difficult to understand. I had to read in Turkish, unfortunately.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if it is in Turkish, yeah, actually I was like, say, 20 years back while I was at university. I was reading Shakespeare's plays, and I finished all of them, actually, the books in the library at that time. But since you mentioned like you study English literature or something, I thought you are reading them from the original script.
Yeah, I was planning to read in English, to be honest, Ben, but when I checked, I decided to not read in English because I would not understand anything. That's why I had to read in Turkish, yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to be a stickler for time, but we have 2 minutes left.
Oh, okay, then. And what about you, teacher Maria? What's your hobbies except for teaching the children or the students?
Teaching is a hobby. Yes. I would say that teaching is a hobby. I have at least 3 hobbies. One is making videos, and currently I am using AI. I'm discovering the world of AI and the metaverse.
Wow.
So that I can create good contents. My second hobby is, of course, singing.
Wow.
And my third hobby is doing nothing.
Being
Doing nothing
lazy.
is a hobby.
Being lazy is my third hobby.
Exactly, because in this harsh world of being having a career, we need to have a time for ourselves. So doing nothing is kind of interesting, because all you need to do is to refresh your mind, to have a sound body and sound mind. So it's on my list of hobbies.
Very nice. Steve, I think the time flies, and wow.
Yeah.
The reason is that, dear listeners, we put half-hour-long episodes, but when we look at the YouTube panel and see the average time people spend and listen, it is like some minutes. We just feel disappointed, and we said, okay, let's try it shorter then. And this is the result. We are trying to make it 15 minutes, and we will see as well. And Steve, what's your last words?
Comment, like, notify, and subscribe.
And Alper and Maria, would you like to say something?
I want to say that, like in the beginning of this podcast, it is really nice to be with you. Good luck for the left podcast you are having.
Okay,
Thank you.
And my side, thank you so much, Mr. Ben, Mr. Steve, for allowing me to be in your podcast session. And I really like the topic, because I mean this topic will help other non-native speakers like me to converse. So good luck and thank you. Let's see. We will promote this one for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Maria. And of course, thank you to our listeners and our live listeners as well. Thank you all, and till next time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment you start to long for the next episode. Out of Order English podcast has just finished. Goodbye.
Out of Order
English podcast.